just kind of identifying what's going on, and then I'm going to show you guys on a CR chart. Um, so far this is the end of the day, and this is what happened pre-market. We're waiting for 9:30. I'm waiting for 9:39 to enter my trade. But what we're gonna do here now is simply just make a markup, right? So here, I'm gonna do this very quickly because I have a call at 9:30 for work. So here we have low, higher high, right? Higher low. Higher high. Right? So at least that's what it seems like so far. Right? And then here now, this move down here, this is considered technically our break of structure. So if this is the break of structure, this technically is our high. And here, yeah, we have a lower low. Now this session didn't open yet, but we're gonna wait till coming, mama. So 9:39 and enter. So far, because price is below VWAP, I believe it's gonna continue going down. But we have to wait for this session because it may come up and then start going down. So let's see. What? Hey, Shamar.
How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing alright, doing alright.
You're busy. You're busy as hell, right?
Oh my god, man. Yesterday was crazy.
The driver pay shit, right? That's what I heard. I heard bad stories about it.
Yeah, it was Tableau went down. And then the data we uploaded wasn't coming out correctly, so Angel had to spend a couple hours trying to fix that data.
Yeah.
They were testing something on the lease team side, like a new automated system where we don't have to wait for their lease, so they had to do it manually. We're going through that. It was an interesting day yesterday.
Everybody just shows their party. Hello.
We were talking about yesterday.
I was just about to ask about that. How did yesterday go?
It's always one thing after the other, but we made it. We made it.
Yeah. Did you learn how to do everything, Shamar?
Yeah. We went through the whole entire driver process for Flatiron, start to finish. I'm pretty sure Adrian's plan was to have me going to drive the console manually instead of shadowing him, but my Meta network or Meta agent is giving me a weird error. I have to speak to
Yeah, he can't access any other driver pay tools if he's not in Meta.
Yeah.
So I just kind of just shadowed me through the entire process. There were some issues yesterday, unfortunately. We had to split the kind of training half and half until things were fixed. But yeah, I mean, at least you know now. Next week, hopefully, if you have Meta, you can kind of go through the whole process, and that way we can get back in the rhythm of somebody submitting the badge and preparing it, and somebody else reviewing it and approving it, as opposed to me being having to do both. And then in time, you'll be able to assist with submitting paratransit and TAS as well. So that piece is just payments. It's not nothing about adjustments.
Yeah. What were the issues yesterday?
There was a huge slowdown in Tableau. And every team that needed Tableau dashboards had to wait 2 or 3 hours for things to load. And there was something wrong with Tableau was running scripts. Was trying to pull scripts from Snowflake. So somebody from somewhere ran a really large script in Snowflake. We don't know what they were trying to pull, but that at the end of the day, Snowflake is also a queue system. So if people run too heavy of scripts, it slows everybody else's scripts down.
Mm-hmm.
So Brandon told us there's something going on in Snowflake. Somebody pulled something huge, and it's just taking a while. Once that clears out, everybody else's queues run normally.
That's pretty inconvenient.
Yeah, it was pretty inconvenient time too. I mean, we knew that it was going to run eventually. It wasn't going to be an Alteryx issue. We could get stuck. But maybe if it happens again, we'll have to tell data science, hey, you might have to boost Snowflake because we don't want an issue where we're waiting for things like we did in Alteryx. So again, this is rare. So hopefully it doesn't happen again. But yeah, at least we went through the whole process, and it was for the most part fine. It's just that things were slow.
Okay.
So I had to submit a little late, unfortunately, but yeah.
Okay. So did you, Angel, get to the driver pay adjustments for August?
Yeah, so the main ones, the Arlington ones, like I said, I told Derek what the numbers are going to be after we make the adjustments. I've been spending a good portion of last night and this morning just really finalizing my driver pay rec and just putting in any extra JEs any other adjustments that I found. So as soon as I'm done with this, literally in the middle of this call, I'm kind of working on it.
Do I need to approve anything? Are there pending JEs?
There's no pending JEs. I'm posting them now.
Okay.
And as I post them, if you have any questions as to why, whatever, we can get on a quick call, or I can just tell you where to look in the August driver pay file.
Okay.
And I'll tell you where I found the error, how we fixed it, and then I'll also make sure that the rec is up to date and it reconciles. And then I think once I'm done with the repay JE rec, my goal is to do the rest of my reconciliations, just finalize them today before the call. But my main thing is getting this one, the big one, out the way, because I know this is the one that takes a while to find all those little rabbit holes. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, let me know when I should look at the rec, and then I'll try to review that. Otherwise, we'll just do it on the call. Okay, and then how is AP going, Dave?
So I've been working, trying to get all of them in. There's a lot of them that like last time that are still coming in for July. But myself and Angel, we kind of like put in an hour, like we call it a power hour, where we like kind of like meet together and just get all of my answers, all of my questions answered, and trying to like push them through. All the ones that are over from July to the beginning of September, we're trying to get them in. So I've just been working through getting them uploaded because you know how the process goes already. We have to take the PDF, and then upload it, and then wait for it to scan or cancel the scan, and do it. And then so normally I kind of upload it and wait or give it a day because sometimes I notice in like 2 hours or 3 hours if it's an invoice that like we processed already, the API would pick it up like right away, not right away, but like in 2 hours or 3 hours. So I don't have to like go back in to do that. And yeah, so it's been going along well. There's a lot of things in there that you need to create the department improvers for us. And I was initially creating a list by myself, but Angel advised me to put it into the other list that you use. So I've done that. Um, so whenever you have a chance, you can kind of go ahead and do that, and then a lot of the other things would be able to be um, pushed out and processed at least to the first department first. So when we normally meet up, we kind of go through and make sure that the coding is correct because we found that when if it's not correct and let's say if you send it back or Joe sends it back, it goes back to the initial approver.
Yeah, that's really annoying, actually.
Yeah, it's been we're gonna have to be more careful. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I haven't really been pushing a lot through. I kind of just been preparing them and like waiting. But I have a notepad where I kind of write down things that are like pending because there's a lot of emails that come in. Oh, hey, Angel AP team, can you guys like look up this? So I kind of look it up, and sometimes I don't know the proper coding. I don't want to be a bothersome too much, so I put it at the top of my list, of course, and then when we meet, I kind of like touch upon those to get them through. But that's kind of like where we stand.
What we could do also clean out you and Joe is that if we know the right coding, I know that like we want to get the process something in the back, but if it's gonna be too much, sometimes we can you guys can also change it. Maybe you and Joe.
I think I tried. I don't think I can. I tried to do that, and it wouldn't let me. If it lets me, I will, and I'll just let you know. But I'm pretty sure it wouldn't let me.
Because then maybe you can kind of like correct it there for now, at least until they fix their queue process. You can hopefully correct it there, let Dave and I know what the issue, what the error was, and then move it to Joe. So because when Joe sends it back, it's too long of a line at that point.
Yeah, I think I tried to. I don't think I can.
Okay.
But maybe Defaulty can. Maybe there's a way we can change that setting where I can change it, like a reviewer can change it. I don't know.
Maybe. I know that the approvers can. Somebody did one time.
Oh, really? They can?
Yeah, somebody from HRT changed it, and I told her, like, don't do that.
Huh. That's interesting. Why would they say that?
I don't know. She was like, why is this temp labor? And I was just like, don't touch it.
You're like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I was like, your job is to make sure that these hours exist and this happens. Yeah. And she was like poking around, changing the scripts in the GL, and I was like, don't touch any of that. This is finance. Just focus on that. This is real. And then submit it. Yeah, as somebody from HRT, an approver.
I'll look again when I approve the next batch to see if I can change them, but I thought I couldn't.
Okay, yeah, we'll see today because we have a call later. I'll call later with Dave to finalize the last week's AP, and then I'll send that report your way, Cleaner, where you can like review everything on Excel. And then after you review that and approve it, then I'll re-pull it and send it to Joe. Okay. So there, hopefully we can catch what we need to catch, and hopefully you can. I don't know. Maybe you can test it on that real quick. I don't know if something's on your queue right now.
It is what? Oh,
if you can test it out right now. Yeah. See if you can change something right now. If not, then
let me see.
Well, that way, we have to send nothing back to any approvers today.
Oh yeah, guys, just a heads up. I did get NetSuite approved from Joe. I'm still waiting for everything to come in, but he did. I did get the email to reset my password, but when I tried to sign in, he didn't let me. So he said just give it another couple of days, maybe.
Exactly.
Has to
you need to Yeah, we don't sign in into NetSuite through password and username anymore. We use Okta.
Yeah.
So it could be that our IT department has not like added you in Okta. So then like NetSuite and Okta can't do that handshake.
Yeah.
So
did someone send a request though? I can't remember if I did. I don't think I did.
I think you have to wear. I think Joe told them.
Yeah, I think
Joe
Joe
told
told
it?
Yeah, I think they do take a while sometimes. They have a lot.
It has to go through Jira, so I don't know if Joe did that. Like they won't do it if it's not through Jira. I mean,
Alright, so let me
might do it if Joe asks, but okay.
I can go take 2 seconds.
I mean, she might be doing it. I don't know anything, but pending my approval.
Oh yeah, Angel, am I supposed to have that the right of the on like when you log in to like launch all your apps online and stuff like that? Is my meta agent supposed to be in that section as well? Because if it is, I don't have it there.
It's supposed to be locally in your computer, the app.
Okay, so I have it correct.
Yeah, you just search for it like in your search window and then open it and log in. I'll send.
Oh, it looks like maybe it does let me change it. Oops, how do I cancel now? I didn't want to do that.
I don't think there's a cancel option.
Okay, so let's just get back.
I've been trying to cancel things too sometimes.
Okay, let's see. So here it looks like, you know what? It's weird. It lets me change the account. It doesn't let me change the class and location and department. So if I want to change the account, I could do that. But if I want to change anything else, I can't.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, so I guess if it's an account issue, I'll change it and I'll just let you know. And if it's like anything else, I have to send it back.
You know, it's like, that's weird. I could have sworn the first few weeks of when we did this that when it was sent back to AP, it didn't always go to the beginning. Because I know the first week I processed some stuff, unless they just like got to it immediately, and I just didn't notice, like they reapproved immediately, then that's different. But I could have sworn that when it was sent back by the first, like at least maybe at least by you, hopefully it doesn't go all the way back to the line. I don't know.
Do you think it probably has something to do internally with the policy being that maybe I don't have like the levels like you guys, or does it happen because I'm not sure if you would approve a bill right now, or submit a bill, Angel, if it would do that, but I know that it's been doing it for me for all the bills that I've been doing.
Yeah, I could have sworn that at least it would go back to like, and that if the first person approved, like it would stay there, that their approval will stay there no matter what, and then it would
just go to Queen.
And then like I would resubmit it, and then for some reason it doesn't go back to Queen. It would go again to Joe. Like, but the logic is that it should go back to Queen, right? If it was sent back, right? So there's something wrong there.
Yeah. So it looks like alright. So let's just agree that if I find anything with the account, I'll change it and I'll let you know. But if it's the class and location, then I gotta send it back.
Could you, when you send it back, does it give you the option to put a note?
No, I don't know. I don't want to click it now because start it over.
Because sometimes it does.
I don't think there's a note. Oh, yeah, actually there is. Yeah, there is. I think I actually write like wrong class or something like that.
Yeah, or you could put the right class maybe if you do know. And then I'll follow up if you don't.
Yeah. I mean, in the note I could write like should be whatever.
Yeah. That would be
helpful. But it'll still restart the process, I guess.
Yeah.
What I'll do is maybe I'll ask Yoni if like, hey, like, is there any way that we can have like the first, like the second approver be able to edit stuff like class locations as well? That way, like, can be corrected before it gets to y'all.
Maybe it's just a permissions thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Let me just ask Yoni that, and we'll go from there.
Dave, in the approvers file, is it just on the VIA tab that I have ones to add?
Yeah. I haven't really
don't
seen
see
much
any.
from Remix.
Okay. Okay, just the ones that on the bottom, right? That
Yep.
don't have my initials next to it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that after this call.
Cool. And I'll continue to add more as um, time goes. I've been updating the other one, the vendor suppliers master, the master common vendor list as well. Uh, so, yep.
Okay. And I've been seeing like a ton of emails, so I think you're also on top of those.
Yeah. I normally try to be on top of them as well.
What's going on with like those ones where people are like, I still don't see payment? Like Janice Kim, I think was saying she hasn't been paid.
Those are situations where it's where the initial approver did approve, but it's waiting on your approval as well as Joe's.
It's waiting on me.
Yeah.
So like, would that have been on my list last week?
It could be the approver got to it late, and then we just like now it's on your queue now. Because last week we released a bunch of payments, and I'm surprised Janice Kim wasn't there.
Yeah, me too.
So
she's been emailing for weeks.
Yeah, so let's just let her know that hey, like it's on our radar, and we're gonna get it out this week no matter what. Okay. One, just like I don't know if you checked if she's payable, and if it comes to worse, we can just send her a TIS payment and then mark it paid outside if it's really urgent.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she's definitely get the money this week if it's in Queen and it's Joe's queue.
All right, cool.
So just let her know that hey, like it's in our radar. We're sorry, we're gonna get it to you as soon as possible.
Okay.
But yeah, if it's exactly. So it should be paid out. Hopefully she's paid once. Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, she is payable.
Yeah, so she should be good for this week.
All right, perfect.
Once.
Okay. And Shamar, how's Abacus going?
Abacus is going good. I'm trying to get more familiar with the mapping. But yeah, overall it's been going pretty good in terms of that. I've been making sure that I'm questioning things like with the moving expenses, what's their budget, that kind of stuff, making sure I'm staying on top of that. I do have a few I have to send back questions for, but like they just put meal, but it's like they only have one person on there, and the meal's like 168. So clearly it was like a team outing.
Yeah.
I want to like know like who was there and stuff like that. So I got to send those back to a few of those.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, there's no way you had to by yourself. That's $68.
I know. Well, they could have, I guess, but hopefully
yeah, they
not.
could have, but hopefully not. But it's just most of the time it's literally most people are putting their stuff correctly, like in certain classes and sections. It's just more of like they're not putting enough information to get approved quicker. They have to like go back and forth. They're lacking information. They do like a bare minimum when it comes to that part.
And trust me, Clara and Joe will want you to be a little pushy or difficult, especially when you're like, not don't be mean in Abacus, but I know when I was like kind of like the reaper of Abacus, people always slack me left and right, like, hey, like, when did you deny this? And I'm just like, hey, like, you didn't put, you don't know what's going on here. You're just submitting stuff without receipts. Like, we're not like
receipts are like blurry. I'm like, I can't read that.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day when we were like younger, maybe when we just got out, because I understand, but like we're a little older now, we should be submitting more stuff more formally. Yeah. And Clara will once in a blue go on Abacus and start fucking doing stuff. So she rarely does it, but once in a blue she goes in and she starts to send you stuff like, hey, like, why are they submitting this without receipt? What is this? Like, she cares about that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important for us to be on top of them to do it correctly. And also, if we get audited, last year we got picked from Abacus, and we had to go and find receipts from like a while ago. There was some 2018 Abacus stuff that we had to like scour inboxes for receipts because they just didn't submit a receipt for it, and we just expensed it as what we thought it was.
That's the thing too. Like the audit's like the biggest thing when it comes to that because they do check that a lot, especially when it comes to reimbursement expenses.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay, and then are we transitioning like all credit card stuff over to Shamar too for this month?
This week I'm going to spend some time with him going over the process for the most part, coding it. I'm going to send them like probably through half the month, code it, and then send him the rest of it during the first few days of October. But as soon as I'm done with these recs, we'll be full on close mode.
What is that process actually, Angel? So like the credit cards, like those expenses don't automatically sync to NetSuite, and that's why you have to do that upload?
Yeah, so anything that's corporate card does not sync to NetSuite. Anything that's personable does. So that's why we gotta pay close attention. I'll touch more. Pay close attention to the class, location, expense, and category, and reimbursable because those do sync.
How come? Like, why don't the credit cards sync also?
Because people do a really bad job of submitting their expenses.
Oh, so we don't want them to.
Yeah, people do a bad job of submitting their corporate card expenses. For the most part, I mean, it's been way better with Embers, but it's still not up to the point where it's like everyone's doing a phenomenal job. It's just like they're doing it. They're doing it better, but not perfect. And also, we have a lot of cards that are assigned to specific things. So we know, like, so I don't know. For example, like we have a general driver marketing Facebook card. There's like 300 expenses a month coming out of there. The team does not have to go and expense each of those. It's just Facebook, but we get an allocation for that exact amount, so we allocate it manually on our end.
Okay. I think you froze, Angel.
I think he did.
It feels like good conversation.
I know. That's okay. Okay, so that's good. I think it'll be good to hand that off to you, Shamar, and then for the September close, you'll be the one, for the September, like, monthly reporting, you'll be the one, like, uploading all of that.
Also know that I'm going to be doing the international TNEs as well.
Oh, good.
I told him I was going to go do. Yeah, I told him I think he said that first Friday of October. Yeah, that Friday the 1st. If we have time, I told him I was going to go over it one more quick time just to make sure I have it down packed. So that way I have all the steps. So that way I know I can just go through it without having to bother him while I'm doing it.
Okay, awesome. That'll be great. Okay, sounds good. It sounds like everyone is very busy and getting stuff done.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll leave you guys to it. Let me know, please, if you need anything, if you have any questions. Angel's, like, obviously super, super busy as well. So the more we can spread around, the questions and the work, the better.
Yep.
Okay.
When do you normally check your difficulty?
So Angel sends me, he'll probably show you, but he sends me a file when he's, like, done he's never done, but, like, when he's, like, done for the day or whatever, done for the week's expenses, he'll send me a file of pending approval bills. And that file will, like, show me, like, what each expense is, what location, what account, and everything. So I just review that file, and then when I go into policy, I can just approve them all at once I've looked at the file.
I see.
So I usually wait for that. If it's, like, one-off bills that need to be approved right away, you could just let me know and I could go in and approve it. But I usually wait for his file.
Okay, cool. All right. That's what I just wanted to know. But he was telling me something like that, and especially like to get all of the ones in for the week, for this week.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll be working on. All right, cool.
Okay, cool.
Sounds good.
Also, I'm not sure if you know, the lease department, the lease and deductions team, yesterday they tested out a new process to where they're going to be, it's going to be manually, automatically sending us the lease numbers for the driver pay sheet. They tested it out yesterday, but I think with everything that happened, they said it went good, but with Tableau, slowed it down a lot more. So it looks like that's going to be a process as well. I don't know as much about it yet, though.
Me neither, but that sounds like any process enhancements is all good. I'm all for it. Okay, sounds good. Okay, Angel, I think we lost you, but we are wrapping up, so I think we're all set. We all know what we're doing, and then as soon as you have, like, the multi-file or the driver pay rec ready, just let me know and I'll take a look. I think we froze again. Okay, that's okay. All right, I'll see you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Alright, guys. I'm ready for you. You guys can come now. I have a next call at 1:45 to 2:45, but it's a lot of stuff to do here. Forgot about this. Yeah. Okay, so So I'm in a short, right? And the reason why I'm in a short is because this is 939. Now cumulative delta did go up. It's closed here, but remember, um, it's the VWAP. And remember that whole entire thing that I told you earlier. So yeah, it is above here, but hopefully maybe it'll come down back into here. I'm looking at a 15-minute time frame, right? 15-minute time frame. I entered here, one entry, and then I entered another entry up here for sell, right? So let's see how it plays out. And the reason why I went for the sell is because price was below here before the session. Then the session just opened. I waited for this 939 candle, right? And I thought it was going to continue going down there, but they did another one and took it up a little bit more. So once we're under, it will continue to go back under again. So just a circle here. Retest. Oops, that don't look nice at all. So I got one entry in here, and I got another entry in right here. Alright, this is the first one, and this is the second one. See how it goes. Another thing to note, you see how RSI is below 50? This is bears. So that's it. I'm gonna leave this to play out, let it play out, and